Hi again, friends. This video is going to cover certain things I've learned along the way, selling, reselling online. I'm going to be doing more videos like this, just giving you tips, lessons I've learned along the way. And then I will also, for those of you who are following my journey from reselling part-time online to full-time, I'm going to give you a couple updates on that. So let's go. Okay, first tip of the day is hopefully you already know the importance of record keeping. I was not that good when I was selling part-time, but it's become even more valuable. One thing I've added to what I'm doing is I keep a record of the user IDs of all my buyers. And every time I find something that I'm thinking, oh, so-and-so bought this item, and here's another one, I will message them and say, are you interested in another one of whatever? And you'd be surprised how quickly and easily you can get that sale. You make a reserved listing so no one else will bid on it, and it will be one of the easiest sales you are going to make. So I really recommend keeping a very simple record of the user IDs of your eBay buyers and what they bought. It's important to note, though, that when you're messaging other eBay users, that when you're asking them if they're interested in an item, you keep your communication within eBay. You don't say, hey, email me, or here's my contact information, because that can get you kicked off of eBay. You have to do everything within eBay, so you would make a reserved listing for them. You would never do the sale around eBay or outside through your email or anything like that. This next tip has more to do with protecting your sales than it does in generating sales. But for example, last week I sold a Department 56 Buckingham Palace. I had $50 in it, and when I got it home, the little lamppost that was on the outside, thankfully it wasn't the main structure, but the little lamppost was broken. So when the person bought it, I messaged them and I said, I just want to make sure that you know that the little lamppost is broken. And they responded that they did, so all was well. It made it there safely. And I also sold a hockey jersey that when I got home, I missed a mark on the sleeve, and I did the same thing, and all was well. That sale went well too. And the people were both very grateful. I'll show you the messages, that it also helps your rapport. Your positive feedback is probably going to happen easier. But all I'm saying is that I have had instances where I didn't do that, didn't take that extra step, had to deal with the return. Time is money, and it might save you a lot of time and money in having to deal with that if you just take that preemptive measure and message them quickly to make sure that they read the description. And thirdly, I have had some great pickups recently in places at estate sales that probably not a lot of people look, but one, and I just sold it yesterday actually, was this dress that was a paper dress. I didn't even know they made paper dresses back in the 60s, but it was under a bed. The bin hadn't been checked by the people holding the estate sale, so I just sold that. I'll show you the sold listing. And I also sold a rug for, I think, $400 that was in the back of a closet that the people holding the estate sale had not checked as well. I just remembered another thing I found in an obscure place at an estate sale. They had cleaned out the kitchen cabinets, but this brass thing caught my eye that had not been cleaned out of a kitchen cabinet, and it was an old corkscrew that was in the shape of a bullet. I think it sold for $50, but they missed it. I think I paid $1. So make sure that you too are checking out of the way places at estate sales, and you will probably find things that other people didn't notice. They'll often, if they're not marked, they'll give those items usually to you for a very good price as well. When I started reselling full time, I had already done this for years. I had learned so much about vintage items, what sells well, but I've always kept an open mind. But I really thought about expanding my outlook on what can be found. I never really went into the garages, into the workshops. I don't know a lot about tools. That's just not my wheelhouse. But I did start going into garages, and it's been surprising what I've scored just in that short time. If I see something unusual, especially I just got this item. And this item is still in the box, actually. It's a slide rule. I didn't even really know what it was, but this should get at least $60 or $70 because it's still sealed, actually. And I'm going to show you comp sold listings just from this month, things from the garage, things that look like they might bring value, and you'd be surprised just how much more you can make if you're going outside of what you're used to, what you're comfortable with. And guys, you might even want to consider expanding what you're used to. I'm going to give you an example here as well. This fragrance, it was actually used. Look at the sold price. Vintage fragrance, the high-end ones bring big money. And if you just expand your horizons, you will pick up more money that way as well. And for those of you who are following my journey of reselling full-time, I wanted to give you an update for the month of May. Now that May is behind us, the numbers are looking really good. I'll give you the comparables rather, for these last 4 months. I do get asked how many hours I'm working for these sales. I do not work on eBay more than 40 hours a week. I have other things I do, so this is definitely under 40 hours a week. I still consider it full-time because I'm going to guess 35 to 40 hours a week. And as always, if these videos help you in any way or even inspire you, please subscribe and follow me for more videos like this. They take some time to make, and I love doing them though, so I hope you keep joining me. My next video will be covering the yard sailing I did this weekend, but I will continue to do other videos with tips and things I've learned along the way. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.